knight c3, a5, a4, rook a6, h4, rook c6, knight f3, rook takes c3, b takes c3, knight c6, rook b1, f5, d4, h6, d5, knight e5, knight takes e5, b5, rook takes b5, e6, rook takes a5, bishop b4, c takes b4, knight e7, rook a8, c5, b takes c5, g6, h5, queen a5, check, bishop d2, queen takes a8, d takes e6, queen d5, knight takes g6, knight takes g6, h takes g6, d6, g7, rook g8, rook takes h6, queen c6, rook h8, bishop takes e6, rook takes g8, check, bishop takes g8, f3, queen b7, e4, queen takes g7, e takes f5, queen g3, check, king e2, bishop c4, check, king e3, queen e5, check, king f2, queen takes c5, check, king g3, queen e5, check, king g4, queen d4, check, king g5, queen g7, check, king f4, queen e5, check, king g5, queen g7, check, king f4, queen d4, check, king g3, queen e5, check, king f2, queen c5, check, king g3, queen e5, check, knight h3, b5, knight g5, e5, e4, bishop a6, d4, bishop b4, check, c3, bishop takes c3, check, b takes c3, queen takes g5, g3, queen takes c1, queen takes c1, c6, d takes e5, knight h6, h4, king f8, g4, king e7, g5, rook d8, g takes h6, d5, h takes g7, f6, e takes f6, check, king takes f6, queen h6, check, king e7, queen takes h7, rook g8, queen takes g8, knight d7, queen takes a8, king d6, g8, queen, bishop b7, queen takes b7, b4, c takes b4, a5, b takes a5, d takes e4, a6, e3, f takes e3, king e7, a7, king d6, a8, queen, king e5, queen takes c6, knight c5, queen takes c5, check, king f6, queen a6, checkmate. Knight c3, b6, d4, d5, knight f3, g6, e4, c6, a4, knight f6, h4, queen c7, knight g5, bishop g4, f3, queen g3, check, king d2, h5, f takes g4, b5, g takes h5, b takes a4, knight takes a4, queen c7, h takes g6, knight f d7, g takes f7, check, king d8, e takes d5, queen d6, knight c5, king c7, knight takes d7, king takes d7, d takes c6, check, queen takes c6, b4, king c7, c3, queen g6, bishop c4, king c8, bishop a3, king b7, b5, rook h5, g4, rook h6, h5, queen f6, rook f1, queen takes g5, check, king c2, queen e3, queen e1, queen h3, bishop takes e7, knight a6, bishop takes f8, rook takes f8, rook h1, queen takes g4, Queen G1, Queen F3. Queen G5, Rook H8. Queen G7, Rook takes H5, Queen takes F8, Queen G2, check. King B3, Rook G5. Queen E7, check, Knight C7. F8, Queen, Queen G3. Queen E8, Knight takes E8. Queen takes E8, Queen G2. Rook H7, check, Rook G7. Rook takes G7, check, Queen takes G7. Rook E1, King C7. Rook E7, check, Queen takes E7. Queen takes E7, check, King C8. D5, King B8, D6, A6. B takes A6, King C8. D7, check, King C7. D8, Queen, check, King C6. A7. Knight C3, B6. Knight F3, C6. H4, Knight F6. G4, D5. G5, A5. G takes F6, E takes F6. H5, Bishop C5. E3, King E7. D4, H6. D takes C5, Bishop G4. Rook G1, Bishop H3. Bishop takes H3, D4. E takes D4, King F8. A4, King G8. B4, Knight D7. B takes A5, B takes A5. Bishop A3, Rook H7. Knight E4, Rook H8. C4, Queen E8. Queen D3, Rook D8. Rook B1, Rook A8. Rook B6, Rook B8. Knight E5, Queen takes E5. D takes E5, Rook takes B6. C takes B6, C5. Bishop takes C5, G6. H takes G6, Knight takes E5. Queen D5, Knight D3, check. Queen takes D3, H5. B7. King G7. Queen B3, Rook B8. King E2, Rook E8. B8, Queen, Rook C8. Queen takes C8. F takes G6. Rook takes G6, check. King takes G6. Knight takes F6, King G5. Knight takes H5, King H6. Queen B6, check. King takes H5. F4, King H4. Queen D6, King G3. Queen C D8, King H2. Queen D1, King takes H3. Queen 8 D4, King H4. F5, check. King G5. Bishop D6, King takes F5. C5, King E6. C6, King F5, C7, King G5, C8, Queen, King G6. Bishop C5, King H6. Queen D5, King G7. Queen D6, King H7. Queen 1 D5, King G7. Queen D D7, check. King G6. Bishop D4, King H6. Queen G2, King H5. Queen C5, check. King H4. Queen H7, checkmate.